Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. With around 20 games remaining in the season, we are comfortably in first place in our division. I don't even think that Dallas Stars has any chance at really catching up. They do have 13 ties. I find that pretty interesting. We have 0 ties so far in the season, but they have around the same amount of ties as we do losses. And I'm not even going to get started about the wins. But if you look at it now, our current outlook is win urgently. We have 265 goals for and then 156 against, largely due to Van Beesbroek just killing it this season. He has around 10 shutouts. 10 shutouts in the 30 wins that he ends up having. So safe to say that last season, Florida Panthers did him dirty because he only got 17 wins there with a save percentage of 924. He's doing around 915 for us so far. But we do find ourselves comfortably in first place in the conference as well. Timmy Solani, top in points. Korea, top 3 in points. And then Sakic, top 5 in points. But Korea has 47 goals. Solani has 41. And then assists, they're pretty close between Sakic and Solani. But Zubov actually has, day-to-day though, so he's going to miss a couple days. But he's surprisingly a 5-star at 29. Marilyn Mew has 55, and then Forsberg has 51. So we could still catch up to them. Pretty decent overall. But the funny part that I end up seeing was we are currently on a 17-game win streak, which I know as soon as we end up doing this, it's going to end right now. And we end up getting Ryan Miller, so I don't think I end up showing you this last episode. So we did end up making a trade in November. We got rid of Tim Thomas, McLean and Bednar, and then a 7th and a 5th for Ryan Miller and Madden. Madden just being a cap dump of another goalie as well. And then obviously we sent him down immediately, but I feel as though Ryan Miller might have a little bit of better career than Tim Thomas. So Tim Thomas didn't really cost us anything anyways, but at least we can be comfortable with keeping Ryan Miller next season. He's going to be the focal point of our goalie tandem here. But Van Beesbroek's doing amazing. We did sign him for another year. He has 2.5, so hopefully he goes unnoticed throughout the waivers next season. But we'll take a closer look at how well our players are actually doing. In terms of points, though, Solani with 88, Korea with 83, Sakic with 70, St. Louis with 55. So a big drop off after that. But St. Louis still doing pretty good. He's a 4-star, not bad from an undrafted player. And then Zitnik with 43 in 62 games. And then Boyle missing a couple games with around 42. And then everyone's kind of around the same. The lowest one is around Smith, who has 7 points, and then Dallas with 3. But they're not really playing full seasons. And then Stefan doing pretty decent despite only being a 1.5 star. It does look like he's going to develop. Does give him only a 3-star, but he is currently the most unlikable player on our roster, which is kind of funny. Zdeno Chara, 2.5-star rating, but his grade's only a 58, so he's not really doing that great so far, but we're with him for the long haul. I think once he ends up getting to around 4.5, 5-star, he's going to absolutely kill it. Skula's producing slowly, but his defensive rating is pretty good, and I do like his strength as well. I do think he's going to develop a lot more than what they're saying. They're only giving him a 2-star. Robert Regier, again, just look at those defensive rating. He is only 19. I feel as though it's going to completely expand over the next little while. His stamina is pretty good as well. So it does boost him to a 3.5, though. I did see that. And then Trigg is now a 2.5 as well. Ruchin is down to a 3. And his points are a major drop-off as well. We'll take a look at the goalie stats, though. We've been trying to split them up as much as possible. Ryan Miller with 15 games, 13-1-0 is very good. I will say that goals against just a little bit lower than Van Beesbroek, 212, and then a 922 save percentage. So he's actually doing better than Van Beesbroek. And then Van Beesbroek with 30 wins and 14 losses in 44 games. So he's at least playing all those games straight. 915 save percentage and 252 overall. So we'll take a look at the history. And already Van Beesbroek has beat out Tim Thomas in terms of shutout leader. It's not going to show save percentage until the end of the season. And then Van Beesbroek already ahead of Tim Thomas in terms of wins leader. And I think Ryan Miller might be able to do it as well in the win column at least. Paul Kariya is still comfortably about to get a 600th point actually. Hopefully after this game, and he's very close to getting 300 goals as well. Wow, a decent amount above Solani there, but Solani obviously has it from his former club Winnipeg. And then Paul Kariya is still in the top in terms of assist leader as well. But you can see over the last couple seasons, he is kind of dropping off in terms of assists. Or maybe it's just this season here. He's just focusing a little bit more on goals. But with around 20 games remaining, it's pretty good. Looking in terms of who's available in terms of trade block, there's no way in hell that I will ever trade for Abasher. I just can't bring myself to ever do that, mainly because of liking Colorado Avalanche and him being the main reason why they couldn't win, because they didn't invest in a goalie when Patrick Waugh retired. But it's him or Clemenson, which neither one I'm going to really look for. And then Garceau is just a bit too old for us, especially since we have Ryan Miller. I'm not going to go all in on that. But looking at this team, I mean, depth-wise, let's see what we actually need. We do have a first, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and an eighth, and a ninth. So we do have a decent amount of picks for the next 2 seasons at least. Probably enough, actually. But Danny Heatley now is a 2.5 star. We do have Finneganov as well, so probably the only area might be defense, but we'd probably have to get rid of a Trigger, Dulles, or Skula in order to do so. And left wing maybe as well, Holinka, but I mean, it's not going to be that much of an upgrade. Right wing as well, Ruchin is still pretty good, and then Stepan's probably playing on the wing as well, I believe. Looking at the lines here, yeah, Stepan's still playing on the 4th line, and Holinka's playing on it. So the only way to really upgrade it would be a bottom player, but we'd lose out on Stepan's development as well. Wisnowski also doing pretty well. Yeah, so defense we don't really need to improve. I'd say a 2.5 star potential school is probably good enough for that. And even when Char ends up playing, probably going to slot in there as well. So we're going to take on the Edmonton Oilers. Let's see if we can end up getting a victory here. I know we're going to lose immediately. Oh no, we continue. So I think that's 18 games straight. Danny Heatley, Dan Boyle, and Sakic before Martin St. Louis closing it out for us. So, like I said, we're on win 18. Dan Boyle is injured, though. Day-to-day grind soreness. It starts now, guys. It starts now. So we end up extending Dulles and Trigg as well, and the trades are already starting. That is worth a second rounder. I find that very, very odd. I think we might we'll play Smith after this. Or sorry, Miller. I don't know why I thought Smith. So let's see if we can go to 19. And we cap out at 19. Jesus. So we don't end up getting win 19 there. Kariya with the goal though. And then Langdon Burner as well. So I think Kariya got his yeah, he got 601. So he probably got it the game before. And then just got it now. And then he's 3 away from 300 goals, which is pretty insane as well. Did it end up showing? Didn't show when he got 600 points. That's kind of disappointing, I would say. Oh no, he does. 600 points. Okay, so he got it. He got it on the win though. So he got a 600 point. He got an assist for that game, and congratulations to that. And okay, Van Beesbrook gets a goalie of the month as well, despite that loss. So we're not going to really hold that against him. And we face off against Vancouver first, so maybe we swap it. Vancouver is currently bottom, so we'll just we might put in Miller here for this one. But Van Beesbrook against probably a more difficult opponent. 5-3 win. And Sakic, Solani. I do want Naslund. I really do. He is 26. I think we can try and go for him. Let's see if we can poach them. They're probably more rebuilding, but we're gonna go in on them. See if there's any players that we can end up getting. I'm not going to go for Datsuk. I'd rather Naslin. Not so much Linden, but I'd rather go for him, Naslin left winger. That would actually be very good for us. But I don't know who he'd give up. Dan Boyle, one of our top players, out for a couple of games. And, yeah, they don't want anyone. See, I don't want to get rid of Finneganov. It does at least open it up. So let's put in Hubel. I want to take off Finneganov, obviously. Hubel. We'll do Link as well. And that's roughly around the same. Picks wise. And that doesn't open up anything. Let's go for our rights. Sean Avery, Adam Hall. And it's not budging at all, so I don't think we're going to really be able to go. Let's go Ruchin. Oh no, it won't allow me to do that. Yeah, no, it's going to cost way too much to get him. They want Chara, Korea, or Boyle, and I can't really bring myself to do either of those. Let's see if we can take on Trevor Kidd and the Calgary Flames. We've managed to at least win all 3 games that we've played so far. We tie our very first tie this season. Zitnik, Chara, and Lang and Solani getting on the board for us. Theo Fleury will always be a thorn for sure. I mean, I do like him. I don't think they've rated him very high in the game. But I think we're not going to be active in this trade deadline, I don't think. We're going to keep looking at who's available. See if they actually update it. Oh yeah, I want him or Sillinger actually. All right, let's see what's going to take. All right, what do they want? I do like Desjardins. He played for Montreal and then Philly in real life. He retires in 4 years. So just more so for depth, I would say. I don't want to get rid of any of our youngsters. They need a goalie though. So we'll give them Karpenko. Let's go for Hubel. And they haven't changed at all. Leclerc. And it's a balanced offer. Let's see a later pick in a couple seasons. It's always 4. Offer that. No, damn it, they can't. They have too many players. Alright, so let's see if that'll do it. No, it won't, so we'll go for another one. And finalize deal. Done. So we just improved our defense there. I do like that. 4th round, Leclerc, Hubel, and Karpenko for Desjardins. Kristen, who's probably not going to be anything, he's going to go down to the AHL. But at least we got 2 youngsters. I don't really care about them that much. It'd be interesting to see when they got drafted, though. 6th round pick there. And Christian was a 6th round pick. Oh, they're both 6th round pick. 2 different years. Okay. Interesting. They doesn't look like they developed at all. And then let's look trade block as well. There's another one that we wanted. We want Sillinger. I love Mike Sillinger on our team. He does play for the Ducks earlier in his career. Right wing is definitely what we need, though. Make this work. They want Paul Korea and Dan Boyle. That seems absolutely ridiculous. Oh yeah, they have McGillney too. Why don't you want to get rid of McGillney? I'll take that all day. Acceleration, just no defense. Mike Sillinger has defense. He's more of a defensive forward. Olin would be pretty cool to get as well. But we're not gonna worry about that too much. Do have Desjardins. Let's go for... I feel as though Efenoghenov could be the one. Hlinka. And... Is Hlinka even playing? How much is he playing? Oh, he's played 62 games so far. I think he'll develop into a decent player as well. He was a, wow, seventh round pick. Wow, so that'd be huge if we can get rid of him for that. I wonder if we can just trade him back their players. So 1-for-1, we'll go rights now. Commodore's no, he has pretty good stats defensively. QUACK, we'll do QUACK. QUACK was a 5th round pick. Adam Hall I would even part ways with as well. We got him in the Gerber trade. They still want Madden. John Madden. Oh no, he's playing for us. Okay, never mind. I thought he wasn't. Yeah, that's who they want. Let's see, pick-wise. Give up a 5th. Dan Boyle now. No, Jesus, they're not really going back on this. Sejna? I'll do Sejna. Sejna's not going to play, or Seager. Yeah, Seager. I can see that. And they think it's well balanced. Oh, what do you want? I guess maybe a 4th in another year. We just don't like 4th round picks, I guess. What? Just say what you want. If only it just said what they actually want. They want a 2nd for Sillinger. Or maybe an early, like another year 3rd. That is increasing it. Jesus. Feels like we're gonna have to go 2nd here. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, so we're gonna go back to 4. And we'll take off maybe QUACK. No, yeah, QUACK. Maybe a player that's just not playing for us. No, not Madden. Tezikov. They still need a... And they would have to give us one. But I don't think this is going to do it. Okay. Tezikov we're going to take off. And maybe just 2 more... Maybe just another pick. Okay, let's do 2 5s. Thought that was better. And I think we can probably do it for maybe a 3rd here. Yeah, it would really help if they actually said what they wanted. It feels like this is more than enough. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I do want Sillinger though, and I don't think they know how much I do want him. Contract-wise, he is coming up to his end of his contract, but this is the kind of stuff that I would expect from McGillney. And he's more of a center, I'd say, than a right wing. All right, let's change the player maybe. But the fact that he's on their Pavel, that would be good. 3.5 actually. Is he better than? 3.5, yeah, he is better than him. I think I'm gonna have to go back to the trade option. This kind of sucks. And then to go to Vancouver. Yeah, I'd rather Naslin if I'm gonna go all in, or even McGillney for that matter, but McGillney doesn't really play defense. I guess we're gonna probably leave it. You're at no. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it. We won't go in for that. Scott Walker though is 26 now. We'll leave that. Korea's also tired as well. Do have 13 players there. And Van Beesbroek's also tired, so we'll switch that up. And we now have to give Desjardins jersey there. Let's see. We do win 4-1. See if he gets a point. I don't think he's that kind of defender. Scott Thornton's on their team as well. Trig, Helenka, and Eric gets his first goal. Then Heatley as well getting a goal there as well. So 4-1, pretty decisive. I'm going to look at the who's available still. And oh, another guy. What the hell? Svela. Ooh. What's it going to take for Svela? Could get Greg Johnson as well. I almost said Svela's name wrong too. I mean, they're pretty open to getting rid of him. Jesus. That's already pretty good. Not as good defense, so we'll probably give up Trig actually. Let's see if we can give up Trig. See if they'll go for it. We have been pretty good trading partners with Florida so far. I do like Trig, but it's kind of the same kind of defenseman. And he is a bit younger, so we might be able to get some leeway with it. Huh. And no, we're not getting rid of any of those players at all. Helenka maybe. Oh, and they need to get rid of someone. Players, who's their worst one? We'll go you. We're not willing to, but he's on your trade. What the hell? This is kind of how it works, no? Alright, so what does it take to get this guy? Let's do kind of the same trade that we were going to do before. So 4th rounder, they will never accept. 3rd rounder, they'll never accept. And we can do one more. They want another player, but we can't give them another player. They'll never accept. Okay, so all in all, we can't get the player that we want. We lose 4-1 too, so adding insult to injury, I didn't even realize that we had him in for it. St. Louis only getting the only goal there. And trade deadline about to happen. Do they get? No big player is gone other than Eric. And no one really added to it. Cylinder's still there. I wish you could just do like ask what they want. I know I probably said it before. And we'll go 1 for 1. Oh, we already did that trade. Damn it. Yeah, no, okay. Nothing we can do there. Danny Boyle looks like he's available, so it looks like we're just going to have that one trade before the deadline. And it looks like Skula and we lose. How do we go from dominating to having terrible Trig getting it to Wisnowski and Solani as well, so we're kind of slow on this. Now Danny Heatley's hurt. 1 to 2 weeks, okay. And Desjardins is not even playing, so Danny Boyle's back as well. Venaganov coming up? They haven't even asked him. Let's go back, because I think Boyle's now able to play. And Van Beesbroek's going to get the nod here. 2-2, so our second tie here. Sandy Oslynch and Hayjuk. How old is Hayjuk? 24. Ooh. Might go in for him next season. Zitnik and Sakic getting the only goals there as well. And then we face back-to-back games here. I did read something about wanting to get rid of, like making the season shorter, getting rid of back-to-back games. I am definitely for that. Just making it like 62 games instead of 70 or 82. And we win 5-4 against LA. And Zitnik, Lang, Ruchin, Madden, and Zitnik again. So all our defenders are starting to score now. Find that kind of odd. I haven't seen anyone really score for us in terms of another defender injured. So thank God we got the Eric, because this isn't going to be good. But 102 points still, and comfortably ahead. I think Devils is the closest one other than us for top spot. 7-1 against Sharks, a team that ended up screwing up our run anyways. No one scores in the first. Dan Boyle, Wisnowski, Sakic, and Trigg getting it in the second. And then Helenka, St. Louis, and Skula. So just still a bunch of defenders there getting goals. Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani look like they're taking some time off from scoring. I do kind of... Solani's at 86 and Kariya's at a 93. So they are a bit tired, but we don't really have anyone to switch with them. 5-2 there. We do concede in the first. Paul Kariya gets his 49th. Yeah, he's definitely slowed down. He was on pace to get like 65. Dan Boyle, Trigg, Langenbrunner, and Helenka getting goals as well. We're only a two-period team, that's for sure. And Paul Kariya, yeah, allowing Timmy Solani to come back into it. Now Mary Lemieux is at the top. We will not stand for this. If we do not get the scoring or points record, I'm going to be so pissed. 1-1. We're not going to get it that way. Sakic, Paul Kariya, and Eric getting the only points there. And Zitnik's still injured. So Ryan Miller is going to get the nod against Edmonton, which seems like our rival in this whole thing. Let's see. 4-2 win. Wisnowski, Boyle, Madden, and St. Louis. So Paul Kariya still not being able to get any goals here. And Danny Heatley looks like he's coming back as well. Vancouver, let's see if we can turn around here. 8-0. They better have gotten goals. Timmy Solani with 2 there in the first. St. Louis and Paul Kariya with 1 as well. Getting his 50th goal. Skula and then Stepan with a goal as well. And then St. Louis and then Langdon-Burner getting points there as well. Danny Heatley is back to our roster, which means that we have to shuffle everyone up again. Wow, there's a decent gap. So we're just using our extra roster spots for our defense. And I mean, when you see our defense, you won't be doing that. But we might want to part ways with Dallas in the offseason, though, because not really finding the spots for him. 7-1, another dominant victory there as well. Sakic, Helenka, Boyle with 2, and then Madden, Zitnik, and Sakic. Kind of disappointing that Paul Kariya is falling off right now. And he's still at the top. Paul Kariya and Timmy Solani are at the top in terms of points, so Solani looks like he's going to get that. But yeah, we need him back for the playoffs, though. But hopefully that just means that we're going to get a couple days break here. So they should be good now. Or at least I'm hoping. Danny Heatley still injured, but can play through it. And yeah, it does look like they should be back here. And Stanley Cup playoffs is in the mix here. Let's see if we can get some wins here. 5-1. Joe Sakic with his 30th. Heatley, Lang, Boyle, and Sakic all with goals there as well. So Paul Kariya, even with the time off, he doesn't score. Owner confidence, though, they think that we should be a contender this year, and we need to win right now. Fans are thrilled, and no need to worry about our future, which we do like as well. Shane Corson, geez, he's still playing? He's 33. I remember I had the Olympic gold coins from both of them. Shane Corson was on it. I think Brandon Shanahan was on the other one. 6-4, we lose to the Preds. Jeez, but Paul Kariya at least getting a goal there. Timmy Solani, and then Matt Cullen. I think, is that the guy that we got rid of? It is. Matt Cullen ended up making us pay for getting rid of him. Solani and then John Madden getting goals there as well. And then Sacco, the guy who we got rid of as well. Geez, they're just making us pay. Glad to see him scoring there for them as well. But only his fifth, though. That is kind of disappointing. I feel bad that we might have fleeced them then. We might send something their way in the offseason then. I'm going to take a closer look at their stats after. 7-4 win against Chicago there. Paul Kariya with his 52nd. We like to see that. Regier with his 4th. Dan Boyle with his 19th. Zitnik with his 17th. That's a lot of goals for Zitnik. Langenburner with 12. Steppen with his 3rd. And St. Louis with 26. And it looks like we only have a couple more games left. And yeah, we only have 2 games left. We're at 117. And it's comfortably, no matter what, we're going to win. But 57 wins is pretty good as well. I think we're on pace for a lot better at the beginning, but kind of let it fall off at least a little bit. 3-2, so we make them pay this time around. Timmy Solani, Eric gets his 14th though, and then Sakic with his 32nd. Chris Simon getting a goal as well. Suspension for Ty Domi, that's hilarious. And we have the last here. See if we can get a win here. 6-1, so we ended on a win. Zitnik, Sakic getting 2 there before Desjardins and Solani, and then Sakic getting his 35th, which then leads the NHL. At least Paul Kariya keeps the goals, but the fact that he hasn't scored in the last little while is something to worry about. But Paul Kariya with 2nd in terms of points. Solani with 117. We managed to beat up on Mario Lemieux there. He goes on a cold streak as well with 97 points for Sakic as well. It does look like some teams have a game to play now. And then Van de Beesbroek with 39. So we'll end up hitting that continue and kind of see where everything lands at the end. But still, both ones comfortably ahead. Burnett with the next one, and then Ziggy Palffy as well. So 82 games there, 121. We'll take a look at the league, and 33-8 is our home record. That is very good. 26-12 and 3 is still very good. So we only tie when we're away, but I think we did still add up. We only end up adding around four losses, I think, and then 3 ties. So that's not bad all in all. Goal differential of 144 is insane. Devils is the next in line, but they're not even in our division, so we should be favored to make it. Let's take a look at the stats, how it ended up ending anyways. And yeah, Solani with 117, Kariya with 109, Saka with 97, St. Louis with 71. That is very good. Decent, not as big of a drop-off as I thought. Zitnik now with 58. Boyle with 56. Played a little bit less there as well. Briere now is a 3.5-star potential. I do like to see that as well. Hopefully we can get him to a 5-star in the end of it. But oh yeah, we did trade for him. I thought we got him as a free agent for a second. But Langenburner also with 49. Pretty good. More of a defensive forward though as well. His mentals are off the chart. But he is still only 24. So we do have him for a while as well. Den Heatley, oh my god, just looking so good in terms of his offensive rating there as well. His physical is pretty good. Defense is not so much there, but I don't really mind that at all. I always forget that he's half German as well, but he is only around 2.5-star right now. 4-star potential. I do like to see that as well. And then Eric ends up getting 15 points in 16 games for us as well. So doing pretty decent. I mean, his mentals and physicals are really what jumps out at me, but his puck handling and his shooting range is pretty good as well. He is grading a little bit higher on the Flyers than he did with us, but we're going to probably have to extend you, see if you want to stay with us. 3 years. I think we can afford that. So far, he's starting off very good for us, so obviously we want to continue that, but we know what it has to happen for next season. And then we'll look at our goalies. I don't think we focus as much as putting Ryan Miller in. 21 games, 17 at 2-0, 228, and then 915. So Van Beesbroek turned around in just that .01 in same percentage. 39 wins, 17 losses, and 3 overtime losses for 251. So his goals against is a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Holenka involved in, of course, this happens right now. Hart, Paul Kariya, Timmy Solani, and of course Marley Muse. Probably going to get it though. Jose Thibault doing very good. Felix Potvin also doing pretty good as well. I didn't see where they finished. Brodeur, 27, hasn't won anything in his career yet, as of yet. Zitnik with the Norris. And then Heatley could be getting the Calder. Sedin, though, with 58 points. And then Gerber's the other one. 58, yeah, he's going to get it. Daniel Sedin's going to get it. It'll be interesting to see how the other Sedin does as well. No one for the Selke, no one for the Bing. And then Timmy Solani and Paul Kariya for the Ted Lindsay, also with Mark Lemieux. And then Jack Adams, Gordon Bombay gets nominated for that as well. And he signs the contract, so let's take a closer look at the NHL. Let's see. Oh, it's not going to show the playoffs yet. So we do face against Chicago. And it's us versus Chicago. I think we win this one. I think Colorado wins that one. Detroit wins that one. And I'm going to go with Phoenix. I think Phoenix might actually be the sleeper of that. New Jersey for sure. I'm going to go with Ottawa as well. Montreal and then Toronto is going to beat New York. I don't think New York's as dominant as they've been. Let's see if anything changes. Yeah, it does look like it changes pretty considerably. Throughout the season, though, 3-0, 7-4, 5-2, 9-1, and 7-4. So we beat them every single time. This should be no different. Tugnut is their goalie. That is interesting. So we play them off at home. Let's see if we can get the win. First off, 8-1. Pretty dominant already. Madden, Solani, Heatley, Lang, and then Madden, Zitnik, Stepan getting a goal, and Paul Kariya at the very end as well. Game 2, 5-1. So only conceding the 1 is very good. Heatley with a second, Holenka, Joe Sakic with 2 there, and then Robert Regier with Robin Regier, not Robert. I don't know why I always think Robert. So we go back, we go to Chicago now. Let's see if we can win on the road. 6-5, so we made it close though. Paul Kariya with a goal, Lang, Solani, and Heatley, and then Solani again. And then Paul Kariya in overtime. Second overtime, though. I don't know what that's going to mean for the next game, but I didn't realize Ken Klee was in the game. He is 28 and not very good. So I remember him being a little bit better in real life, though. So is everyone's just a little bit tired. Solani's a little bit tired, but hopefully we get a rest here. See if we can sweep them. And we do 7-0. Very decisive. Solani, despite being tired, gets his 4th. St. Louis, Boyle and Sakic getting goals there, and then Kariya, Trigg, and Langdenberger. Langdenberger getting a shutout shorthanded. So we face off against Colorado. So I was right about that, and I was wrong about very wrong about Dallas. Phoenix got swept. I was right about New Jersey. Oh, I guess Montreal. So I was right about everyone else, yeah, as well. 4-2 for the Leafs, 4-2 for Montreal. And it looks like it's going to be an interesting matchup there. I think New Jersey takes it. Yeah, I think New Jersey takes it. And then let's say Toronto. I think Toronto takes it against Ottawa. Even though I think Ottawa's team is a little bit hit or miss there. Detroit's going to beat Dallas, though. I'm pretty comfortable with that. And I mean, it's 50-50 between us and Colorado, though. So let's take a look at how we played throughout the season. 6-0, 4-2, 4-0, and then tie. So 3 wins and 1 tie. Feels like we should be able to do it. Let's see if we can win at home. First game, 5-2. That's what we like to see. Paul Kariya with 2 goals in the first. And then Solani there with his 5th. And then Desjardins and Zitnik getting goals there as well. That's what I like to see. And then game 2 here. See if we can win back-to-back. 6-3. That's what I like to see. Stefan Yell. How old is he? He's 25. Wow, look at that defensive rating, though. Wow. Oh, he came back to Colorado. Yeah, I forgot about that. But he is projected, I guess, to leave soon. 25. And we're around 2000, 2001, so he might leave next season. But Paul Korea getting his 7th, and then Briere getting his 1st, Heatley getting his 4th, Trigg and then Solani getting 2 there as well. But a 6-3 win is pretty good. We're obviously not going to entertain any of that. Oh, it's not gonna. We're gonna wait here. Then of course it wouldn't be anything without the Hall of Fame ruining everything. So it's gonna go to that next. But before that, Ryan Miller only 3.5 now. Danny Heatley now 3.5. Skula still stuck on 2. Wisnowski at least improved to 3.5 potential. Veniganov now down to 2.5. So we're definitely going to try and get him playing a lot more next season. Hamlainen still at the same. And doesn't look like anything's really jumping out right now. Sakic accuracy down a little bit. And then some of the guys that were not playing anyways down there as well. And let's take a look. I don't know any of these guys. Pierre LaRouche, I guess they're going to do. He's the only one that I might know, but it's so long ago that I wouldn't know any of these guys. I wouldn't have been alive for half of them. So let's see if we can win in Colorado. We lose our first loss in the playoffs. Paul Korea still gets his 8th though, but that's everything that that it took. Unfortunately, I might have done that prematurely. But we do lose our first one. Let's see if we can bounce back here. We don't. 5-4, so it's tied. Madden gets a goal there, and then Sakic can't score against, or can't bring us to win against our former club there. And then Madden and then Boyle there as well. So we go back to Anaheim. Make me nervous now. We win 6-3, so we do turn around. Zitnik, Madden, St. Louis getting goals there before St. Louis getting a hat trick. And then Paul Korea scoring the dagger at the very end. So we have one more. Let's see if we can win this one. We can't seem to win away from home. Timmy Solani with the goal there, and that's everything. Forsberg making us pay there. And we're going to ignore that. And let's see if we can win at home here. It's very nerve-wracking. We could be out of the playoffs this early. It would really suck, but let's see if we can win it. 5-2, so we do end up winning Game 7. Ruchin getting his 1st. It's a good time to score now. Skula as well. And then Solani and Regier before Ruchin getting his 2nd. His 1st and 2nd of the playoffs there. So that's what I like to see. And Dallas beats Red Wings. Takes Game 7 though. And let's see. Detroit was down 1-0, tied it, up 2-1, up 3-1. And then, yeah, Dallas ended up coming into it. Ottawa beats Montreal as well. So everything going very late. And then New Jersey just making it easy. So yeah, I think it's gonna be New Jersey. It feels though it's gonna be us in New Jersey, but I don't know how well we played against Dallas throughout the regular season though. Wow, a lot of games here. 5-1 loss. So 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. This is gonna be close. 3-2, and then 4-2. So it's gonna be very close. We win the first game. That's what I like to see. Helenka, St. Louis, Heatley, Solani, and Korea getting goals there as well. Didn't see what that email was. Oh, McLean. Interesting. John McLean, that's actually his name. That's hilarious. I think I did this. See if we can win back-to-back here. We do 4-3, probably overtime. No, in regulation, actually. Lang getting his 3rd before Boyle and Korea getting goals, and then Boyle with the winner at the very end. And let's see if we can win this one. See if we can win in Dallas. See if we can win the away games here. We do 4-1, so it's 3-0 so far. Madden getting goals, and then Solani there, and Boyle and Korea getting goals as well. Sergei Samsonov. So let's take a look. It's Ottawa actually. So I think next year in real life would be when New Jersey faces off against us. So let's see if we make it to the final here. 6-4, so we don't. They make us pay in the first, and then we somehow come back a little bit in the third, but a little too late. Too little too late there. Briere getting a goal, Trig, Solani and Korea, but Verbeek ended up getting the goal for them as well. So 3-1 series. Let's see if we can win at home. And we do 5-4. We win in regulation as well. St. Louis, Solani and Korea getting goals, and then Zitnik, and then Korea getting the last one there for us. All in regulation, though. He scored 12 minutes and 50 seconds into the third, so it's probably going to be Ottawa. Senators, yeah, we end up facing... It went to Game 7, though, so they did drop it. Interesting. New Jersey came back in the series, and looks like we're facing Ottawa here. Interestingly enough, so it's either going to be a Canadian team that ends up winning, or, well, 1 and 2 actually. They're the second. Where they finished in the conference, or in the league, sorry. They actually finished pretty close. So 101 from the Devils. So 101 points, 46 wins though. So all in all, pretty good for them. But let's see if we can manage to make them pay early on here. We faced them twice though. We lost the first one, won the second one, so close series so far. We do win the first home game 6-2. Solani, St. Louis, and Helenka for Langburner and Solani getting goals as well. So we win the first game. That's what matters. Let's see if we can win back-to-back here. We do 5-4 in regulation as well. Langburner, Skula, Ruchin, and then Sakic and Langburner. Langburner getting the game winner there, which is massive for us. And I'm going to ignore that because I don't think there's anyone that we can get. So, development report. Briere now 3-star. That's pretty good. Robert, yeah, Regier now 2.5, 3-star potential. St. Louis 4, and then Vinaganov now there as well, but nothing really jumping out at me. And there's nothing to scout, so let's see if we can win it in Ottawa. We don't. We get shut out. So 2-1 series. I don't like that at all. But we do get a ton of money from this. Geez, there's a bunch of players in there. I feel as though Doug Wilson might be the only guy that I know. 4 players. Randy Carlisle, obviously I know. Steve Larmer, I know that as well. And then let's go with Pierre LaRouche as well. And now it's 2-1 series. Let's see if we can win it in Ottawa. We do win 4-3, so 3-1 series. Desjardins, Briere, and Korea getting goals there as well. Before Wisnowski getting the game winner at the end. We did let them come back into it, though. Coach on new players. Who's Vinaganov, still not acclimated to the team. We at least get to play at home now. Let's see if we can win that one. And we do 6-5. We win again. So that's 3 straight. Langburner, Wisnowski, Paul Korea, and then Madden, and then Langburner, and then Sakic with the dagger at the very end to win it for us in regulation as well. So Sakic getting the game winner for us. So I feel as though next season we will part with Sakic. He has been amazing for us, but we got to make it a little bit more difficult here. So we do win our 3rd straight actually for Anaheim. Last one last year, and then game-winning goal by Sakic, but feels that we have to let him go for next season. We'll take a look at the stats for everyone though. And that'll be pretty telling though. Korea with 33, he actually got the most points, so I imagine he'd get MVP, then Solani, St. Louis with 21, and then Sakic with 20 there. He did finish the regular season with 97. And then it has a projection at 96, that's so weird. Langburner with 19 in the playoffs as well. That was huge. And then Eric getting 17 in 21 games. Regier with 16 as well. So everyone playing very well. Heatley even getting it as well. And let's look at our goalies. That will be pretty interesting. Miller only came in for 43 minutes, but I mean, not very many goals. He only had the one against him, 947. But Van Beesbroek getting his, it must be his first actually. Did he ever get a Stanley Cup? That's probably a Vezina there. Vezina, he got an 85 gold medal, and then he's gonna get his first Stanley Cup with us. So congratulations, Van Beesbroek actually getting a trophy at the end of this is pretty cool. And of course, we've been extended as well. Leading scorers, Yashin actually came in 26. And then Samsonov, Sergei Samsonov, where did he play in real life? Thought it was Boston Bruins. So already differences in real life. He was drafted in 97, so a couple seasons in the game at 7th pick. And instead of going to Boston, he ends up going to Ottawa instead. So already pretty cool. And what? Oh, okay, that's interesting. And yeah, it looks like Trigg's back, but that shouldn't really matter. And who else really stuck out? Broder obviously did pretty well. Jamie McLennan, I don't really know him very well, but he did pretty well as well. Of course, scouting our own players, it's kind of weird. Does Joe Sakic have? He does, so we might have to. I feel as though we have to train back to Colorado though, or Nashville's not one of the options. I was gonna say or Nashville. Where did Nashville finish in the regular season? They finished second last, so yeah, we're gonna give them. We'll have to give them a player as well or a pick for pretty much nothing. So I feel as though we're gonna do that either this season or next season. But that's all. That's all that she wrote for this season. Hopefully you guys like this. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. But so far, I mean, our team is pretty stacked, so we're going to have to make some adjustments. I feel as though it's not going to be as fun if we don't. But so far, playoff, Solani has 106. Sergei Fedorov, who I guess doesn't end up playing for us yet, ends up is second all time, I guess. Korea is third all time, so Korea should be able to get that next year. Oh no, that's the NHL, my bad. So Solani's actually topped the NHL. Okay, that's cool. Let's look at our history. And then playoff-wise, so Solani at the top for here as well. Korea second, Lang, who's not with us anymore. Oh no, he is. I don't know why I thought he was gone. Sakic then with 48. St. Louis with 45. Langenberger with 36. So all in all, pretty good. But very good season for us. Like I said, we're going to do some changes next season because we do have everyone pretty much filled up anyways. We will have to extend Paul Korea and Steve Ruchin as well, and St. Louis. So we're going to have a decent amount of extensions that we're going to have to give off right at the beginning. But yeah, I think Sakic's going to have to probably go. As much as I want to keep him, he did help us win 2 straight cups. But I feel as though his home is definitely in Colorado because in real life, he doesn't end up leaving. Other than Nordiques, but that doesn't really count. So we'll send him back to Colorado. That's where he belongs, and see if we can get anything for him. Even if it's a mid-level pick, I'm okay with that. Or even just a player that might have been on our team anyways. But hopefully, yeah, you guys like that. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching. Until next time.